Guys, first and foremost, please allow me to start off this video by saying a quick little disclaimer. I am not here to cast judgment nor clown anybody, okay? I'm not here to, point the finger at or like ridicule people, right? I'm literally here just to bring hopefully some sort of self-awareness, awareness in general, and just to have an open, respectful conversation and discussion on the matter. Because again, someone had brought this up to me a couple weeks ago. Again, I've been contemplating for about a week to if whether or not I should even do this video, right? Because I understand that this is a very sensitive topic, it's a very touchy topic when it regards to black women, religion, mental health, hair, etc., etc. But guys, if you don't know, September 23rd has come and gone. You're thinking like September 23rd? Well, yeah, Geneva, September 23rd has come and gone. Today, I believe, is what? October the 6th. Well, if you didn't know, because again, somebody had hit me up over the head. I didn't even know this was going on, right? I'm not religious. I don't subscribe to any religion. Again, I was born and raised Christian, but I no longer, you know, identify as a Christian, right? But again, if you lived under a rock such as myself, so last week was September 23rd. Apparently, that was when the rapture was supposed to happen. Like, if you don't know what the rapture is, that means like when Jesus is supposed to come back and save us from like the earth, the sins, etc., etc. Again, I'm not religious no more. I ain't gonna lie, I low-key forgot. But that's pretty much like what the rapture is. Like when God comes back, God will send his son Jesus back to the earth to come collect his people or whatever. And again, I'm sorry, I gotta do some name dropping. Again, I'm not here to, I don't want nobody to harass, bully them online, etc., etc., but I gotta name drop, okay? YouTubers that I grew up with, such as Shameless Maya, Turn Guy, Curly Nikki, Sunkiss Alba, but those are just the ones off the top of my head, okay? Let alone there's other women out there that I've noticed this trend. I've noticed a very disturbing pattern, and I want to just have an open discussion forum about what could possibly be going on. Now, the main one is Shameless Maya, guys. If you don't know, she was the it girl, okay, in the natural hair community. Okay, first of all, shout out to all the OGs, okay? They're the ones who pioneered a whole natural hair movement, natural hair care movement for black women, okay? To let go of the relaxers. We let go of the creamy cracking, and I went natural. My hair went natural back in 2015. I was 20 years old, sophomore in college. And, that was the last year I got a relaxer, okay? Some may call me like a straight natural. I just, flat iron my hair. Every now and then give myself a silk press, but I usually just, have braids or just have it curly, right? But again, I grew up as a kid, like from middle school to high school mainly. I grew up watching the OG YouTubers teach me about my natural hair's health and how to care for it, how to style it, etc., etc. And it was so many women. Some of them are still thriving today. They're not all, deeply religious or become like I don't want to offend nobody, but I'll just describe it as like somewhat of like a triad wife. I forgot that term, such as Megan from You Love Megs, Missy Lynn. It's just so many women who were in that space. They may be natural or relaxed to this day, but it's like they just seem well adjusted and still successful, if you know what I mean. But again, Shameless Maya is on YouTube. Again, she was that girl back in the day. I remember when she shaved her head. She crashed New York Fashion Week. She was just doing so many amazing things when she first moved to LA, left LA, moved to New York. She bounced around all over the place. And it seems to be a trend with these black women bloggers, black women YouTubers who start off in the natural hair space. It's like this: natural hair, to organic or healthy lifestyle living, to veganism, to marriage and family, to religious psychosis. I'm serious. Again, it's not everybody, but I've noticed like specifically like with Shameless Maya and some others, like maybe a little bit of Sunkissed Alba. Now she goes by Mrs. Ramos here on YouTube. I've noticed this, okay? Turn guy, they saying like, she could be on drugs. I think it's pretty obvious that, she is without a home, like homeless or houseless, as they say. She no longer has custody of her children. But again, she was still very influential in like the natural hair care movement. But again, I just noticed it's a trend, and they say like it's a pipeline almost. It's like natural hair, healthy lifestyle living, veganism, marriage and family, and then to religious psychosis. So what exactly is religious psychosis? So this is what I found from Google. It says religious psychosis is not a standalone diagnosis, but rather a manifestation of psychotic symptoms where religious context predominates. It typically involves delusions, strongly held false beliefs, and hallucinations, which are sensory experiences without external stimuli, right? If you guys, again, shout out to Curly Nikki. She was the girl. She was so influential, so powerful, so successful on her Curly Nikki website, the blogs. I believe since now she's been since sold that whole website that she had to some other company. Of course, they didn't ruin everything. Ruin her entire brand. I remember when she was married, living it up in DC like in a penthouse. Her and her husband. She had 2 kids with him. She divorces him, and now if you look on her Instagram account, all of her videos have nothing to do with natural hair or being a mom or healthy living, veganism. She was a vegan too, I believe. I believe she still is a vegan, if I'm not mistaken, guys. Don't quote me on that. But when I viewed her Instagram a couple days ago, every video is her in a car talking about God all day. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not here to put down anybody's religions, anybody's belief, anybody's faith, anybody's God. But it's like the things that she says, like if you look at what Shameless Maya be saying, it's disturbing and it gives religious psychosis. They keep talking about, having dreams, visions, again, i.e., in my opinion, hallucinations. They talked about the Rapture, September 23rd. And Shameless Maya she was like crying, on her latest YouTube channels. It appears as though this woman is literally having a nervous breakdown, mainly perhaps due to the religious psychosis that she has been experiencing. This woman literally said on camera that she was preparing herself and her daughter to die that week of September 23rd when she deeply believed that the rapture was coming, even though the good book in the Bible, it says that nobody knows the day, the time, the hour of that to come. But I'm like, again, I didn't even know this was a thing. And that was like, did y'all know, like, someone had mentioned, like, Geneva, did you know the rapture was supposed to occur yesterday? I'm like, what? What are y'all talking about? And again, I went down the rabbit hole on YouTube and I saw like a lot. I came across some women. I ain't gonna say a lot. Again, some of the women that I just named, Sunkiss Alba, Shameless Maya, especially Tarn Guy, they homeless. They're either like deeply devout, like submissive house moms. They're like all about their husbands. They just talk about marriage all day, God all day, but it's like in a way that just it is clearly unhealthy. It is clearly harming them mentally, and it's harmful even to the viewers. I mean, you got subscribers who have been subscribed to Shameless Maya for years. In her comments, like, how could you believe that the rapture was really going to happen when the Bible says nobody knows when it will happen? And it's so unfortunate. Cause I'm like, what is going on with us as Black women? Again, this is just my theory. My theory is that a lot of us as Black women, deep down, we have this need and desire to have hope and belief in a power and a spirit that is beyond our realm, right? I.e., God, right? Because in the Christian Abrahamic religion is that God is almighty, God is all powerful. He created all of us. He knows how many hairs is on our heads right now, right? And it's like so many Black women have so much trauma in our lives, from our childhoods, from our families, from work, our coworkers. We latch on. It makes us so vulnerable to the point where we can just latch on to religions, latch on to this spirituality, this new age spirituality, and it's getting caught, guys. We are, as Black women, I'm telling you, as Black women, you have to be very careful. We are vulnerable to being taken advantage of when it comes to cults. Some of the stuff is straight up scary. It's cult-like behavior. I'm seeing Black women talking about, the rapture, even though first it was supposed to come September 23rd last week. Now they're saying that it was the wrong calendar. It's sometime this month, sometime in October. I'm like, when are y'all gonna wake up? This is not healthy. I mean, all day. If you just go to Curly Nikki's Instagram, all day long, she in a car dressed, looking, I ain't gonna lie, dressed up weird, talking about these visions she's been having. It's like, guys, she divorced, and even her husband said in the divorce, Nikki found God and I did not. Like, pretty much the reason why we are no longer in holy matrimony is because she became so deeply religious. It's like, and again, like, it was that same pipeline: natural hair, living healthy / organic. And then it went to, wifehood, motherhood, and then like religious psychosis. I know I ain't the only one. I know I'm not the only one who noticed this trend when it comes to a lot of the YouTube OG natural hair girlies. Some of them have since moved on from their husbands. Some of their husbands was just trash, like Nab Natural 85. Remember her husband was cheating on her with a subscriber. She left him alone. Whitney. She left him alone. That Brazilian man she was married to, and now she seems to be thriving. She has a natural. She has a very successful hair company. She was doing her thing during COVID, and she's still successful today. So it's not every single one, but I just wanted to just do this video because, again, I just want to have an open, honest discussion and to bring awareness to something that I believe is religious psychosis, and it's really affecting Black women. It's like we are under some sort of spiritual attack. Again, I'm not trying to sound like I'm not trying to say like something is wrong with these women, but obviously, honestly, something is wrong with these women mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that they are gullible to, talks of the rapture is supposed to come. And, oh, if it wasn't supposed to happen September 23rd, it's a new calendar that we were looking at the wrong calendar. And look out, it's some sort of date in October. I ain't even going to tell y'all because I don't believe in this. To me, it's just a bunch of nonsense. I'm sorry. Again, everybody has the right to their own beliefs and their opinions, but it's like some of the stuff, guys, like Black women, we got to wake up. I understand that life is just filled with so much trauma. It can feel so hopeless that you need to lean upon a being that's bigger than yourself, stronger than yourself, all powerful, all knowing, all knowledgeable, all wise. But you have to be careful that you're not so vulnerable and so desperate to latch onto something to the point where you are vulnerable to cults. And again, a lot of these women, specifically Tara and Guy, I'm so sad when I saw that she was homeless, and like you could tell like she's on drugs, living on the streets of LA. She's homeless. I just saw her latest vlog on her YouTube channel. She didn't switch. She didn't went through so many different names on her channel. I can't remember them all, but I always remembered her as Taran Guy. And I saw that she was taking the Amtrak from LA to San Diego, and like she just talks about the spiritual journey. You can tell like same thing with Shameless Maya. She's now in Sweden with her husband. She's much older than him. Again, I ain't trying to shame her. She now has a daughter. They're like, she comes across as being very financially irresponsible, and it's like, girl, you got a daughter now. Maya is now isolated from her. Again, she's originally from Canada. She seems to be isolated from her family and friends, from Toronto, where she's originally from, to her friends that she made in LA, New York. She's now in Sweden. Last I saw on her, she was living in a cabin in the Swedish woods, and it's like, talking about, she had to get rid of all her belongings to become closer to God, and it's just, earthly possessions. We don't need money. We just need. I was like, you have a daughter to take care of, ma'am. She even be talking about, she shows you her bank balance, how broke she was. Again, this is a woman who was wildly successful on YouTube for decades. Not decades, but well over a decade, right? And the fact that she has nothing to show for it, even though she has a daughter, a baby girl that depends on her. It's like, man, this ain't right. I had to do this video, guys. I'm sorry. I just wanted to bring some awareness to the issue about religious psychosis, because a lot of people are starting to like bring it up more and more. I see it on TikTok, and I'm like, I believe that is what's affecting a lot of Black women, specifically many of the Black women that I grew up with in the natural hair YouTube community, like the OGs of the 2010s. Okay, it was just so many women that I still, and again, some of them are doing great. Brittany Gray, she's still in LA. Shout out to her. She's now a wife with 2 daughters. She seems to be very level-headed, down to earth still. Again, shout out to Megan from You Love Megs. Missy Lynn. There's some women that seems to be doing okay. Shout out to Nap Natural. I know that divorce was just so painful. I remember she broke down on stream crying about how her husband cheated on her with a subscriber. Just ridiculousness. But again, guys, please comment down below your thoughts on if you see what I'm talking about, like this natural hair Black women to religious psychosis journey. Like, even okay, for Sunkissed Alba, you can tell like she's kind of religious, right? But it's like, again, like she's married, she has an autistic son. She just became so deeply devoted to like natural living, natural skincare, hair care. And I'm the same way. I try to, I'm very health conscious, but you can tell she kind of like blames herself for her son perhaps being autistic, due to like she doesn't feel as though like she didn't take care of her body enough. Again, it's like she just became so obsessed with like all natural hair things. It's like it's an obsession, a pattern I've noticed with Black women when it comes to being, natural hair, living, healthy, clean, organic lifestyle, to being a devoted mom and wife, to just religious psychosis, just going off the deep end. But again, guys, please comment down below. Tell me your thoughts on Black women, natural hair to religious psychosis pipeline.